Hello everyone and welcome in to the PGT Heads-Up Showdown Bracket Reveal. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks and ARIA Tournament Director Paul Campbell. Paul will be running the draw for us in just a couple minutes. A $25,000 buy-in, 32 players, 4 spots paid, $400,000 to first. Brent, the first of its kind event on the PokerGO Tour.
Yeah, a little blast from the past, I think, Jeff. You know, we wanted to do something reminiscent of the NBC Heads-Up Championship.
Yes.
Here we go with the PGT Heads-Up Showdown.
How was this group of 32 selected?
Well, top 16 after the U.S. Poker Open automatically qualified. So at the time, Isaac Kempton was number 1 on that leaderboard. You can scroll down and find that list. Of that 16, only 9 accepted their seats and will be a part of this event. The rest were entirely internally invited by the PokerGO staff.
Paul, how is this draw going to work? Very complicated, I know.
Very complicated. Yep. We have our list of 32 players, whether they qualified or were invited by PokerGO. We've taken those 32 players and we've written their name on some PokerGO playing cards.
Beautiful.
We have it separated into 4 brackets. There's 8 players in each bracket. There's a spade bracket, a club bracket, a diamond bracket, and a heart bracket. We're going to shuffle up the deck. There's 32 players' name on these cards, and they're just going to populate the bracket going down from spades, spades 1 through 8, clubs 1 through 8. So the 2 consecutive names that I draw will be opponents for the first round match.
I've got a couple matchups in mind. You mind?
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you
mark
do.
a couple
no,
of these.
no,
Just all right.
No. Looking at your.
This is completely random. So Paul, let's get right to it. Go ahead and
All
shuffle
right,
up
we're
and let
gonna
us
shuffle
start
this up.
with the spades.
We're going to give it a nice little wash
region.
here. Again, we've already verified 32 cards, all the players' names on here. Again, this will be the spades bracket.
Okay.
And the first player is Sam Sobro.
Ah, Sammy
All right,
Biscuits.
Sam.
And this is who he's playing now?
Yep, now he will be
So
playing
easy of a system even Brent can understand.
Yeah.
Sean Winter.
Come on,
Sam
look at that.
and Sean. Yep, 2 of our definite high roller regulars. I'm sure they've played numerous pots together. I'm sure they've finished at some point heads up in multi-table tournament together as often as both Sam and Sean play here. All right, moving on into the spades bracket. We have Alex Foxen.
I got
I
someone in
wonder
mind here,
who
yeah.
we want
Well,
you to draw.
Okay.
Come on, Paul. Do it.
Boy.
Completely
This is the most pressure I've ever felt in my 6.5 years at ARIA.
Come on, baby.
Is right now.
Do the right thing.
Simon Yu.
Simon Yu.
All right.
StormX CEO, Simon Yu.
Next player, Shannon Shore.
Uh-huh.
Shannon.
Dr. Shore.
Shannon is going to be playing Sean Deeb.
Sean D.
Sean Deeb. That's going to be a tough first matchup for both of them. I'm sure neither one of them is going to be real excited about that draw.
And the last matchup in the spades region.
Justin Young.
Justin Young.
Justin Young.
Okay.
And to round out the region, Richie Sklar.
Richie
Sklar in
yeah.
the mix.
Didn't even know Richie played No Limit Hold'em.
All right, so we'll pause on the draw real quick, and Brent, let's just run through these matchups in the spades region. Sam Sobro versus Sean Winter. Paul said it, these are 2 of the PGT's best.
Yeah, this is a really brutal draw for
Yeah.
those guys. I mean, right away, round 1, you're just squaring off against elite talent, and the winner of that matchup will face the winner of Alex Foxen and Simon Yu. Simon Yu, recreational player, CEO of StormX.
The guy loves poker.
Loves
Just
poker,
absolutely
die
loves it.
hard, yeah.
You mentioned the path coming from the Sam Sobro-Sean Winter matchup to Fox and Yu. A little bit of heads-up history between Foxen and Sean Winter. Winter finished second to Foxen at a 10K high roller here in the studio last year. Let's keep it moving. Shannon Shore against Sean Deeb. Like Paul mentioned, really tough first round matchup.
Brutal again, you know. It's I'm excited to see that matchup. They're 2 old school guys. Deeb comes from the online background, just like Shannon. We've seen Shannon in a lot of our majors recently.
Yeah.
This is a special event for Deeb. He flew out here just to be a part of this event.
Taking on Sean Deeb, taking on the winner of Deeb and Shore, Justin Young against Richie Sklar. So our stats department got us this, okay? Richie Sklar has won 3 tournaments in his poker career. Those 3 wins came in a 3-week span in May of 2000.
He was a hot player.
He was on fire in May of
Probably the
2000.
last time he's played a tournament was in May of 2000. That's a fun draw. These two guys, Justin Young, Richie, they're going to be running their mouths the entire time. They love to gamble on and away from the table.
Justin Young, probably thought of as a cash game player, but competes in tournaments. Also won the 10K PLO at this year's USPO, beating the PLO legend, Tommy Lee. Heads up, that's tough to do. All right, Paul, let's keep it moving, and let's go to the clubs region.
All right, so moving to the top of the clubs bracket. Jared Blesnick.
Oh, boy.
Sports cards.
A lot of sports cards.
All right, Jared will be playing Daniel Negreanu.
Oh, hi.
Oh, baby.
There we go.
All right, moving on. Oh, a player that we've just become very familiar with, Tamon Nakamura.
King Timon.
King Nakamura.
First round match will be against Stanley Tang.
Hello, there
Tang.
we go. Stanley Tang, founder of DoorDash. Makes me hungry.
Can afford the buy-in.
I think he can handle it, Jeff.
All right, moving on. Dylan Gang.
So we got Tang and Gang.
Yeah.
All right. You sure this isn't rigged?
It's starting to feel like it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're
Yeah, it
different.
really, really is.
Different matchups.
All right. And against Eric Seidel.
Hello.
The legend that is. Final matchup.
Final pairing. Darren Elias.
The end boss.
Yeah.
Big brisket.
Darren will be playing Landon Tice.
Wow.
Oh.
Tough draw for those
That
boys.
is a tough one.
Okay, let's reset. Take a look at the clubs region. And Brent, we start with Jared Blesnick, Mr. Sports Cards against Daniel Negreanu. Not sure if anybody in this group has studied Heads Up more than him. High stakes feud versus Doug Polk. High stakes duel versus Phil Helmy.
Not sure anyone's studied sports cards more than Jared Blesnick. I think we found our feature amongst that group. These guys nonstop talk.
Tamon Nakamura really made a run at the U.S. Poker Open, was in contention until the very last day when Sean Winter came in and got that Golden Eagle trophy. He takes on Stanley Tang in a pretty intriguing first-round matchup.
It is, and they're, I think, sort of unknown. Obviously, Timon representing Japan quite well in this matchup. Stanley coming over here representing, well, DoorDash. Yeah.
Dylan Gang, a high-stakes cash game regular, not afraid to slow roll, to taunt people, to talk trash, to mix it up a little bit.
You really think, though? I mean, can Dylan Gang slow roll Eric Seidel?
I feel that would
can't
be
do that.
incredibly cold-blooded to Eric.
If anybody's going to do it in this whole field,
of all the
it's Dylan
people
Gang.
in the field that I would never slow roll out of respect, it would be Eric. We'll see what kind of mood Dylan's in.
Darren Elias is the chip leader at the WPT Seminole Hard Rock Poker Showdown final table. They'll finish that next month. Meanwhile, he will take on Landon Tice, who also has plenty of heads-up experience in studying after that Bill Perkins challenge. That did not go well for Landon, perhaps seeking some heads-up redemption.
I was going to say, I mean, Perky got the best of Landon Tice. Now he's got to go up against Darren Elias, who's obviously on fire right now. The guy just wins at everything. That's a brutal matchup for both of these guys.
All right, let's move to the other side of the bracket. And Paul, let us start with the
All right,
diamonds.
starting out diamonds. Chino Ream.
Yeah.
Chino.
Yep. All right, Chino against Nick Schulman.
Oh, let's go.
That's a good one. Next matchup is going to be Jeremy Ausmus
Beautiful man in poker.
Second to you.
against Chris Brewer.
Yep.
Okay.
Magical mullet.
Ali Msirovic.
Who's that?
There it is. Ali, I'm sure.
Ali, I'm sure. Okay.
I've heard a little bit about him in
Little
the last
chatter
couple
lately,
days.
huh? Yeah.
Ali will be playing Jake Daniels.
Oh, my.
Last matchup of the Diamonds region.
Mr. Bill Klein.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, Bill. Here we go. Wild Bill.
Taking on Phil Galfon.
Yep.
Let us review this Diamonds region. And Brent, I feel like it's a matchup between Two old school legends in Chino Reem and Nick Schulman, but also two guys who have proven they can compete in the 2022.
Schulman, yeah, obviously known for the commentary. A dynamic player. He studies away, works hard at the craft. It's a fun matchup because we don't really know. Does Chino put in the work away from the table? He had a heck of a run here at the U.S. Poker Open, but we have no idea anything else about his game.
Jeremy Osmus versus Chris Brewer, a matchup that might sound familiar to you if you remember the U.S. Poker Open. They competed heads up, and Jeremy Osmus won that tournament. Osmus also the PokerGO Cup champion, riding a lot of momentum going into this.
I think
heads-up
this
showdown.
is your toughest matchup right here. Osmus, Mullet. Brewer, of course, who I'm referring to. And I wrote his name as Chris Mullet down here. I wrote Chris Mullet.
He actually did.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm keeping my eye on that one.
Ali Amshurovich, everybody talking about his back-to-back super high roller bowl Europe bubbles.
Is that what they're talking about?
That's what they're talking
I
about.
think
He takes
so,
on
Jeff,
Jake
yeah.
Daniels, and Daniels has proven that he can come in here and compete with the big guns. Finished in second in a 10K high roller earlier this year too, Ali.
I'm going two upsets down here at the bottom of the Diamonds bracket. I'm going Jake Daniels getting the best of Ali. I think Jake just has a sticky, annoying sort of style in his approach in his game. High variance, right?
Yes, very
I got
high
Jake there, and then here's my biggest one. I got Bill Klein, Wild Bill, over Phil Galfond at the bottom of this bracket.
I mean, you can't have a PGT event in this studio without Bill Klein.
Yep.
So I'm glad he's here with us and taking on Galfond, the PLO legend. Can he get back in the mix in No Limit Hold'em? Galfond's last top two finish in a No Limit Hold'em event was back in 2013. All right, Paul, what do you say we finish this off?
All right,
with
let's finish this
Hearts
off.
Region.
Nicholas Rigby.
Oh,
my
baby.
God. Rigby.
Rigby.
Dirty diaper. It is the dirty diaper,
This
right?
could be, I mean, Helmuth is still
One
on the
time.
board.
Helmuth
I'm
is
just
still on the
saying.
board.
One time.
Dan Shack.
Yeah.
Dan Shack.
Eric Person.
Oh,
Eric Person,
he has been one of the stars of the new season of High Stakes Poker. Person.
owner of Maverick Gaming.
Yeah. You like the Dallas Mavericks, so you
Well,
must
I
love
do,
Eric
yeah,
Person.
exactly. That
lot
makes
in
a lot of
common.
sense. Yeah,
I'm looking
two
at my
very
list, and there is some really good players left
Yeah.
in this.
Oh, yeah.
This will be a
my
loaded
gosh, yes,
region.
this will be a loaded region.
Person
All right,
will
Eric's
take
going to be taking on Phil Helmuth.
Yeah,
There it
baby.
is.
Yeah.
And that sets up the possibility, we'll get to this, of course, of Rigby Helmuth in round two.
Alex Livingston.
There we go.
Will be taking on Scott Ball.
Ooh.
Okay. Our
And
final
the
matchup.
final match is going to be Scott Seaver
Yep.
and Isaac Kempton.
All right, there it is. That rounds out our PGT Heads-Up Showdown. Before we look at the bracket overall, let's look at this region. Nicholas Rigby, Pittsburgh, PA's own, taking on Dan Shack. And I think what your eyes are just naturally drawn to is the potential of Rigby taking on Helmuth.
I'm already looking at that, right? And you know what? It doesn't matter. The winner out of the Person-Helmuth matchup,
Yeah.
it'll be an outstanding sort of second-round collision if Rigby gets through, and I'm not taking away from Dan Shack.
Of course,
By
of
the
course.
way, if Rigby eliminates Shack with
Yeah.
deuce-3 offsuit,
Oh,
we may never
yeah.
see Dan Shack again inside the studio.
The dirty diaper possibilities are very, very live. We jump to the bottom half of the region. Alex Livingston against Scott Ball. Scott Ball has been really good in heads-up play when it matters. 2 bracelets for him last year.
Another guy that says he's put in a lot of work
Yeah.
lately, away from the felt, time studying, see if it carries over. He's got his hands full with Alex Livingston, who's an absolute superstar.
And the winner of this matchup will have their hands full with the winner of the next one, Scott Seaver versus Isaac Kempton. Kempton has come on strong this year, finishing second in the Win Millions.
He did, and in fact, when these ratings came out, the top 16 on the leaderboard, Kempton was number
Yeah.
1
Wow.
on the PGT leaderboard at the end of the U.S. Poker Open.
Currently in 4th on that PGT leaderboard. So guys, let's look big picture. Brent, I will start with you, then go to Paul. Just kind of overall thoughts, what you're most excited about going into this event.
Every region, obviously, is just loaded with interesting matchups. The Jared Blesnick, Daniel Negreanu one, I think will be extremely entertaining. And I also think that this is the most difficult region as I look down through the list. Negreanu, Blesnick, either one is going to be pretty brutal to get through. Then you got the Dylan Gang Seidel, The bottom, Darren Elias, Landon Tice. Someone obviously cannot win that bracket. If I had to pick, Jeff, for me,
Yeah, who's your pick?
I'm going Negreanu.
Okay.
I'm going Negreanu.
Paul, we are not going to make you pick, but
Thank you.
what
Thank you.
stands out to you as far as expectations that you may have for this tournament?
I'm really excited to watch this event. Obviously, of course, run it. You don't get to see these guys play heads up a lot against each other, only on the final table. So to get this opportunity to watch them play 3 days of heads up poker is really exciting to me. Some of the specific matches I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to that Phil Galfond Bill Klein matchup where Brent's picking Bill. I like it. That's a bold one. Phil has to be, even though Phil is the PLO legend, I just feel like he has to be considered one of the favorites going into any sort of heads-up match, regardless of the game. So to see Bill, to have one of our recreational players play against Phil is an interesting first-round matchup. And I'm going to be looking at the bottom quadrant here. I think that is just one tough four with Livingston, Ball, Seaver, and Kempton. Boy, whoever makes it out of that little quadrant will really have earned it. And you know, I think any one of these four could get out of it, and I think that's the toughest little subsection to get out of.
And let me reveal to you all, before we wrap things up, 2 potential finals matchup. One being Daniel Negreanu versus Phil Hellmuth, and the other being Liam Shurovich versus Alex Foxen.
You're telling me there's a chance these two could meet in the finals?
There is a chance. And with that, we wrap up our bracket reveal. We remind you to join us on Thursday as we kick things off. It's 3 days of coverage of the PGT Heads-Up Showdown on PokerGO, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks so much to Paul Campbell for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck in running this event. Thanks to Brent Hanks. Thanks for dressing up.
I'm
Appreciate
Brent,
it.
Jeff. Yeah.
I'm Jeff Platt. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you for the PGT Heads-Up Showdown.